All right, there we go. Let's try this again. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today? I'm good. Thank you, Marco. Is everybody enjoying this volatility in the market? 100-point stop losses is the new norm today. Good morning, Jimmy. Yeah, there's Apex. They had an 80% off promo that ended the other day. Um, there was an actual promo, a flash sale yesterday for 90% off. So I grabbed a couple more 250K accounts. Good morning, Amy. For about 17 bucks. But that was a special flash sale. It didn't work on everybody's code. It was only a certain individual's code that worked on. Let's see here. So what I'm going to actually do today is just swap this around here. Since there's increased volatility, I'm going to be going with a larger pad today than normal. In fact, one of the things that's nice about CPI, and we'll bring up the spreadsheet now, is that the passing percentage is the highest because of the amount of the average move. So CPI has the highest volatility injection out of all the news events. So you can see as the average move in the first like 5 to 10 seconds is 103 points. So for a 250K account, the passing size is the same. I mean, I think it goes as low as is it 25? Yeah, it's like 20. Yeah, so a 25-point pad is 83%, and so is a 50-point pad. So it's the same regardless. In fact, I think you can even go higher, and it's about, let's see, yeah, so 50 I think is the number. And this is just to give a little bit more room for some volatility and some more manipulation. Now, you could look at it the other way, and you can go, okay, well, if we're going to expect a very, very large manipulation, instead of trying to completely eliminate that manipulation, go with a super small pad and try to pass on that manipulation. Unfortunately, the statistics won't show that instance happening because we don't know if there's going to be a large amount of volatility. Say, let's go with a 15-point pad. Well, that's obviously only going to show you a 50% passing rate because of the previous data. But if we expect a large manipulation, you could potentially do that. I am going to just run with a 50-point pad, and we're going to see what's going to happen from there. So let me go ahead and take a look. I know a bunch of you guys are probably asking about your individual accounts. So let's see here. Let's run through some questions. So Edward, 50K account, 5 contracts, 4K. So let's go. It's all going to be very similar, guys. So for you, you're probably going to have a smaller pad, 25. I think let's go up to 40, 45, 40, 38. Yeah, so you're the same, Edward, from 25 to 38. It's an 83% passing rate. Okay, let's go. Let's do 35 contracts, 20K profit. That's probably going to be very similar to. Yeah, you can go up to 55. You can go as low as. Let's see, 20. Yeah, like 25 to 50. It's the same for a 300K account. Sorrow, I just did the 50K. I think it was up to about 38. Let's see what else we got here. We have 10K Edwin 10 contracts 3K. That must be a 50K Apex account. Yeah, you're up to a 92% passing rate because a 25-point pad is 100%. See, this is where that the manipulation comes into play. Either you have such a large manipulation or none at all, and you could have a smaller pad because you don't have very much. You only need 15 points to pass. So it's up to you what you want to roll with on that. Again, personally, I'm going to go with a larger pad. Zarius, I just said what a 300K account was. So let's see here. 14 contracts, 7K. That's interesting. What prop firm is that? Let's see. So 45-point pad gets you a 92% rate, passing rate. 50-point gets you 83. So probably a 45 or higher. Phantom, I already went over that. So for a 250K account, that's the very first thing I said. You guys got to, I'm not trying to be an a-hole, but I go over this stuff. I'm not going to repeat myself over and over again. I already said what it would be. So like I said from the very beginning, I'm going to roll with a 50-point pad for a 250K Apex account. Yeah, so array trades, that's just how it happens sometimes with OSOK because of the fact of how fast price moves. Sometimes the TP will get hit, price will go past it, and it's not until you come back down that it actually executes, and then it slips, and then you fail the account. So that's just one of the risks you run with doing an OSOK, unfortunately. So that's just the nature of the business there. So 14 contracts, 3K. Yeah, 50-point pad gets you a 92% passing rate. You could probably go as low as 45, 40. So, Ashnab, there's your answer for that one. Let's see here. Silver Bullet Sniper, what do you mean? How to change the order confirmation? I'm not sure what you mean. You mean you're talking about up here in your trading? Instant order placement? Is that what you're asking about? Yes. Tycho's for a 250K account. It is a 50-point pad. Array trades you for sure. Hey, Krypton. Array, you could definitely do it with Tradeify and Apex. Some of the other accounts do allow it. You just have to read their rules. When it asks you to confirm, no, you put instant order placement on Silver Bullet. That's how you get rid of that. So if you go to your settings on your chart up here to the right, go to trading, and then go to under general, click instant order placement, and that's going to prevent you from having to reconfirm your order. Ivan, yeah, I've gone over those. I can pop it up again here on the screen. So for a 250K account on Apex, I'm rolling with a 50-point pad because it's the same from a smaller one up. So I'm going to go with a larger one because I do believe there's going to be some larger amount of manipulation. And everybody stick around. We will be doing another giveaway at the end of this stream. So you will have to subscribe because you will be required to say a keyword. Guys, spamming the same question over and over is not going to make me answer it. But the 90-point sale, it just depends on who you listen to. There's certain guys that have large followings that give special sales, and this individual had a 90% off sale. I'm not going to say who that person was. I'm not advertising for them. But I follow them on X, and they happen to have a 90% off sale. Let's go, Kyra. I was wondering if I'm going to hear from you. We got about 5 minutes, guys. Anybody new here that doesn't understand how to place the orders or how to use the protection pad? Nadir, you would probably have to do that on separate accounts. I'm sure you could. Jonathan, you're new here. PD, you're new. Yeah, I'll go over how to place the orders, guys. Okay, so if you're using the pad, so in this example, we're using a 50-point pad. So on the OSOK indicator, what we do is we're going to want the pad to be 50 points. So that gives you a 50-point buffer above and below price. And you want to make sure you have instant order placement on. And so what we do is when we're above price, you don't want to do it like right above price. You want to go up a little bit higher. Close these out. And when you're above price, you right click, you hit trade, create new order, and it's going to be a buy stop order. You put in the max number of contracts you want to allocate, and you just say what your profit target is. So for me, I'm going to go say 16,000. It's right at 16,000. So let's go 15,750. Give me that. And the reason why I go a little bit higher is in case there is some slippage. So there you go. So that's good. And then you hit buy. And then when we're below price, same thing. Right click, go to trade, create new order. We'll go to sell, stop order, put in the number of contracts, and then your take profit. And then you hit sell. And then when it's about 5 seconds before the news event drops, we're going to actually hold down the shift button, and then we're going to drag our orders up to our protection pad. And then that's how you place the orders. Yes, Xavier, you need to make sure instant order placement is on, just as I said. That way you can actually drag this bracket and let go without having to answer the question, yes, you want to place the order. So it helps that out. So for now, we'll just let it wait. How's everybody's week gone so far? I've only taken one trade this week. It was a winning trade, only one. It was like 130 point stop loss or something like that. These stops are crazy. But hopefully it starts to settle down. Let's see where the VIX at. I think the VIX has come down a bit. Oh, no, it's back up again. Oh, it's down here. The VIX starts to drop a bit. We'll won't have so much volatility in this market. All right, about 2 minutes left, about a minute, 30 seconds actually, guys. So everybody focus up. Remember, this is only for passing evals. We only do this on days with large liquidity injections. We don't do this as part of our trading strategy on our funded accounts. That's a way to quickly blow an account. And we only do this if we can take the cost of an eval and light it on fire. So, guys, keep that in mind always. Yep, Damien, only on evals. All right, we got about 45 seconds. Good luck to everybody. And if you guys are just observing for your first time, well, welcome, and hopefully we get a successful OSOK here. All right, going to move the brackets. Now we wait and see. Hopefully it keeps going up. There we go. All right. That should have been good. Let's see if we passed. Did we pass? Can't even tell. There was like such a pause there. I can't even tell. Hold on. That was interesting. I don't know what happened there. Give me just a second. Yeah. Anybody pass? Yep. Failed. Yeah, the market did pause. That was very interesting. I have never seen that before. I don't think I actually failed. Let me look at my account. That was weird. Let's see here. Yeah, so I didn't pass or fail. I'm down $3,000 on the account, but it didn't fail the account. I didn't hit my drawdown is still 3,800. That was the weirdest OSOK I've ever seen. Let's see. Let me look at. Let's go look at the 1 second chart. Let's take a look and see what happened here. All right, let me put the executions on the screen. Yeah, it's not even putting them on there. That was some glitchy, weird stuff there. Let's see. So we opened 8:30, opened here. Yeah, see, it should have passed. It went up 135 points. So even with the 50-point pad, should have been plenty enough to pass. That was very strange. It's like this gap right here didn't register for anything. Wow, that was an interesting one. Got an error with Apex. Well, that's okay, Fernando. There is PPI tomorrow. I won't be streaming, but sometimes I do try to pass on PPI. I don't have good minus 600. Yeah, okay. That is, wow. I've never seen that happen before. Okay, well, that was interesting. All right, well, such a pause. Wow. Okay. All right, off to the giveaway, guys. So we are giving another month away to the Unicorn University. So for those that are not in the Unicorn University and you would like to give it a try and check out the mentorship, we are giving away 1 month free. So do not spam the chat, okay? And do not spam this giveaway. When I'm going to go ahead and place a link in the description here. And all you're going to need to do is put in your email address and your YouTube name. All right. And then I'm going to give you a keyword to type into the chat. So for those, go ahead and there's the link right there. So we'll give you guys about 2-3 minutes to go ahead and fill that out for those that want to get a chance to win a free month to the Unicorn University. And then after you have filled out that form, I'm going to ask that you go ahead and in the chat, type in unicorn. Do not spam it. Only do it one time, guys. This does not enter you in by spamming the chat. So go ahead and just type in the word unicorn in the chat. Timmy. Somebody's trolling today. All right, guys, that is way more than the people that have filled out the form. There we go. All right. Oh no, look at that. It's up to 63. Beautiful. Keep going. Okay. We'll give you guys another 30 seconds to fill out the form. All right, 5 more seconds. I'm going to cut it off there. All right. That's it. We're going to go ahead and do this now. 84 responses. Give me just a second here. All right. YouTube names. There we go. All right. I'm going to bring this up so everyone can see it. I'm going to paste all the names in here. All right. Good luck, everybody. Let's go ahead and hit the spinner and see who won. Matteo Bellino, are you in here still? Let's see if you typed in the word. No, he did not. I do not see him. All right, guys, we're going to roll another one. You have to input on the actual form, and you have to say it in the chat. And it does not look like you did it afterwards, Matteo. There we go. All right, that's fine. We'll give it to you. He did. Okay, very good. All right, Matteo, I'm going to go ahead and send you an email on how you can actually get access to the Unicorn University. Congratulations. I don't listen, Kyra, you need to ask Matt that one. I already gave my other ones away. I don't have any more left. I'm sure they would have no problem giving a few more out. All right, everybody. Well, I don't know what that was. That was the strangest OSOK I've ever seen. I've never seen a pause for that long in OSOK, so I don't think anybody actually passed. I don't know how many people actually failed. My account didn't do either. I'm just down a little bit on that account, but that's okay. We'll be back at it again. And everybody, make sure you turn off your instant order placement if you don't want to place instant orders. Jenny, I don't have stats on the PPI like that, so I couldn't unfortunately give you any stats for that. That's one of the events I don't stream. It's not a very great event. I have passed on PPI before. I've also passed on right at OSOKing the 930 Open. So I don't have a number for that, unfortunately. Yeah, Paulette, I'm the same way. I'm down on the account, but then it pass or fail. Jay Reba, you're welcome. You're very welcome, guys. No problem, Jenny. If you want to try anything, Jenny, try like a 20 or 30 point pad and see, You're very welcome. Thanks, Kyra. All right, everybody. Well, I hope everybody stays safe. Remember, go back to trading your model. This is just for OSOK. Stay safe, risk properly. And what am I going to say? Happy trading.